Hi everybody, this is Mike of Ask Mike. I have a couple questions here I'm going to try to answer for a couple people who contacted me, and I promised I'd give them some information. I'll see what I can do. The first one is Johnny B. Good from Harrisburg. He didn't say what state he was from. I'm going to assume it's Pennsylvania. He had a problem where he used an open-end wrench on a brake line and he rounded off the fitting right at the wheel cylinder from what I understand. Number one, don't use an open-end wrench on a brake line fitting. They tend to get rusty. An open-end wrench gives. They're they never quite fit right, and you end up rounding them off. Try to make a long story short. Use a line wrench, which has a little cutout end in the boxed end part of it that slides over the line down over the fitting. It gives you like 75% coverage on the fitting, and will spin it out. Number two, use a product called PB Blaster and spray it on there 15 minutes to a half hour before you plan on doing the work on the vehicle, and it will eat the rust out. Now be careful when you do this, and don't spray it on any other brake lines, because this is a corrosive product. It's not like WD-40 or any of those other things, and it will corrode steel. So if you put it on a good brake line, you're going to be replacing that one pretty soon too. Use the brake line wrench when you can. The first thing I do if I'm replacing the whole line is I cut it off right at the fitting and use a 6-point socket. A 12-point socket will work in a pinch. Be sure and use the PV Blaster. Now with your problem, you have it rounded off. You could try vice grips, and some people succeed at that. I would say half the people who try that succeed. I bought a set of tools called easy out sockets. They're kind of like the regular male easy outs that you use when you drill it. Like you break a bolt off or a stud off in a exhaust manifold or something. You drill a hole, you drive this up in, and twist out the stud. This is the female counterpart to that. It's a socket. You drive it on the same way, hold it, twist it counterclockwise, really drive it on there, and that'll work. And that works for me almost every time on those brake lines. I hope that helps. You might have to buy a wheel cylinder. From what I understand, it was a wheel cylinder. But try that. And if you do a lot of your own work, I'll tell you what, a set of those easy out sockets are worth their weight in gold. Now, Ladybug 87 in Des Moines, which I know is in Iowa, had her transmission lines that rusted out right up by the radiator. Okay, I live in northeast Ohio. I'm sure you get snow and salt and slush and all that crap down there in Des Moines, or over there in Des Moines too. What happens is that comes up and gathers around your lines and corrodes them, and that's right where it gathers when a splash guard is missing. Now, there's several splash guards on a car, and what causes this is they're usually damaged or missing. Now, they're damaged from running up over curbs at Circle K or whatever. And they're missing from when you have somebody do work on your car, and they've either broke off the retaining screws, or whatever holds it on there, and they fail to put it back on. I've seen it a lot, trust me. It's real simple to fix. You want to save money. Of course, the correct way is to buy a whole pre-bent line with fittings and replace them from the transmission to the radiator. You can buy your own line, your own fittings, flare the ends, do the whole thing yourself, which is a real pain in the ass. They're transmission cooling lines. There's not a lot of pressure. There's not a lot of heat. All you got to do is cut it about 1 inch away from the radiator, which the line will still be good because the salt and stuff can't get right there. Cut it with a pipe cutter, not side cutters, because side cutters will pinch it off and you'll restrict the flow to the transmission and it won't cool properly. Come back behind the wheel and you'll find good line again in 99.9% of vehicles. Cut it there with a pipe cutter. Go to your local big box auto parts store, you know which one I'm talking about. Buy however many feet of whatever size line you need and however many hose clamps. Replace the steel line with rubber hose. It'll be fine. I do it all the time for the people who are trying to do a quick, easy, cheap fix like you are. Anyway, give me a email if you have a question. I'll be first one to try to help you. Hope I helped some of you today. Take care, everybody.